Hi there, welcome to a barracks tour. Now this is a one-stop shot. I wanted us to be able to see every aspect of the barracks, maybe in a way that we haven't seen before, which is just going straight through and being like, look at these beautiful hubbas, look at this handrail, and don't mind my slight sniffles and breathing that I'll have right now. I'm a little sick, a little congested, so my narration voice is going to suffer just a bit, but I'll allow you just to kind of look at the screen and see the cool things that you'll see before you. But there were a few things about the barracks I wanted to talk about. So this day was actually a tech deck commercial shoot, and I was invited out, and it was amazingly fun. It was an incredible experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. But if you are not familiar with the barracks, it is a private indoor skate park owned by professional skateboarders Steve Barra and Eric Costin. It also has a website providing content filmed in the skate park. So when the barracks first launched, it was such a new thing in skating to have kind of the intimate life of these pro skaters in a way, even though it was really just skating, but to see them not in video parts was actually a very new, cool thing. Now it's very common on YouTube, obviously, to see more behind the scenes. I skated this out ledge a little bit as well on the right, and it was super, super fun. This manual pad was super fun. If you didn't see the video that I launched before this, it's actually me skating the barracks a little bit and having a really good time and more about the actual tech deck shoot. So I typed in on YouTube what were the most common questions about the barracks, and these are the questions that popped up. What happened to the barracks? So apparently Steve Barra and Eric Costin sold a large portion of the company, I think 51%, to Hypebeast a while back for, I forget, I think it was like $500K or something, which seems kind of low in my opinion. I would think that Eric, like $500K probably didn't seem like that big of a deal to him, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like he's had such crazy endorsements like Nike. But according to this thing established in 2007, the barracks was a portmanteau of the founder's name. Okay, we already know that. Back in 2018, Hypebeast acquired the majority stakes in the barracks. So now Eric Costin and Steve Barra are now 100% free from the control, or they have all the control of the barracks again, so they're free from the contract. I texted Steve actually a little bit about this before, and he kind of just told me exactly what he ended up saying on the internet. So there was nothing like exclusive in our conversation, but it was essentially just that. And now it's just public knowledge. So if you see a lot of these skaters here, they're actually here for the tech deck contest that was happening. This place is massive. It has air condition. All the ramps are perfect. It's super slick. I almost felt walking at the beginning, which I think is hilarious, but everything here is exactly the size that you would need to prepare for the streets. So this ledge is taller than normal ledges you find in skate parks. This rail is slightly taller as well. And skating here, the one thing I definitely learned is that I absolutely need to skate taller things more often, and I'm immediately on that train. As soon as I got back, I just started doing bigger things. But this thing tucked away in the corner here is a perfect hubba, perfect stair set, perfect gap to the left. And I basically got very humbled very quickly there. So the two other questions asked about this is, what was the barracks controversy? So battle at the barracks. Controversy ensued when Krutkov, which is Seva Krutkov, called a do-over on his own frontside double flip after a minor toe drag and subsequently missed the second attempt. So the barracks, they are the people who throw the battle at the barracks, obviously, and these contests are massive. They're the most popular contest series in all of skateboarding. These videos get millions of views, and it's essentially a game of horse, but with skateboarders. The last contest they had, I was actually invited out, and I would have done it if I wasn't in such a terrible mind space and also living in Texas. And I was thinking, okay, well, if I win, I'm just going to have to keep going back to California, and I don't have the mental capacity to do so. But there's a lot of controversy around these games of skate, and I remember in this contest when this happened, right here is Chris Haslam, by the way, trying a blunt tray flip on a mini board. I couldn't do it, and it was kind of unfortunate. But here's a little area of the barracks that I feel like you don't usually get to see. Since they were throwing an event this day, they kind of had things set up. Right here is where you could go back and get some food. It was really cool. Felipe Gustavo showed up bringing food from his own acai restaurant, which is a huge flex, and it was amazing. But obviously upstairs, I think, is where more office space is. That's the 25-year anniversary tech deck sign. And then we go over to the right. Now, this is actually where Yoon, who's the photographer, took me earlier to get my photos taken, all the way up in the back. Now, I saw a person working on their laptop, so I didn't want to scare them by popping up behind them. But right there, that is the black back screen. And I was like, I have black hair. Is that okay? And he said yes. And we became friends, and it was very cool. Now, in this room is, of course, the history of Tech Decks, and the whole reason I was there because I have a professional skateboard, and Tech Deck makes professional Tech Decks of Revive. So now there's actually a Tech Deck Pro series of the Revive boards where they make professional boards that cost, you know, $70. And they gave me one as well, which is really cool. But see here next to zero is Revive, which is the company I ride for. So, of course, that's one of the reasons I was invited to this thing. But it was really, really cool being here. The barracks is an amazing place. And the last question to answer while this video kind of ends out is, how do you get into the barracks? Win a contest or be recognized in skating. So yeah, usually if you have a friend who knows Steve Barra or goes to the barracks consistently, you can kind of get yourself in there. And with me, of course, it was an invite, which was awesome. But in the future, since I know a couple people who might, like Steve Barra, I think I could just maybe text him and say, hey, can I please skate it today? And if I'm ever in LA, I definitely want to make an attempt to do that, because I felt like in the one day I skated, it progressed my skateboarding. And it's also very humbling. It's very motivating being around people who are significantly better than you. This day, there was like Tori Pudwill, Chris Haslam, I mean, Felipe Gustavo, all the best skaters in the world. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. And yeah. Stay tuned for more videos. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.